All right, so next we've got the actual final for the Continental Classic for the AEW Continental Championship, which is John Moxley versus Kazuchika.
Kazuchika. Yeah, Kazuchika Okada.
Yep, and this is another Moxley match.
Now, here's something that I would like you, before we get into it, I would like your opinion on it. Now, oh yeah, so I have a problem with the way this whole card is set up because they did this last year too, with the Continental Classics, and during the semifinals and then that final match. I have a problem with having semifinal matches for a main, prestige type match on a pay-per-view. It should be on the Dynamite or Collision, or at least, Dynamite at least, have all the semifinal things covered throughout those weeks so that you have something to look forward to in the pay-per-view. Not, I can't wait to see those semifinal matches on a pay-per-view that should be on Dynamite. But that's just my opinion about it, because they could have had something else better on the card.
Yeah, I think it adds to the suspense too, because since you have like a match earlier, now it's like, Moxley already beat himself to hell to win, and because Okada did the same thing. Now how are they both gonna fight the same night after they just had big matches earlier?
See, the problem is I don't give a crap about Moxley. So like I said,
let's pretend. Like if it was someone you actually give a crap about, you probably would have felt that suspense.
So I still feel that it doesn't belong on a pay-per-view to me.
To answer your question, normally in a tournament setting, because obviously they base the Continental Classic off of the 5-star Grand Prix and the G1 in New Japan and Stardom, respectively. When they do the finals of those shows, they do the same night as the semifinals. However, this is the most important thing. They make the entire show about the finals. And then what they do is they have the semifinals at the very, very beginning of the show. So at the very, very beginning of the show, it's cemented in your head, X is going to fight Y at the main, and that's the main event, the finals.
Yeah.
So if they had done it that way, I think it would be a little better. But the problem is AEW had so much clustered shit around it that you couldn't actually digest it proper. It's like it's like, think of it like, think of the Continental Classic or the semifinals. Think of the semifinals as a baked potato and a vegetable side. And the finals should be the entree, the meat, or whatever the hell you have. Now, if you eat a shitload of appetizers, then the potato, shitload of appetizers, then the vegetable, by the time you get the entree, you're going to be so full, you're not going to be able to enjoy the meal. It's the same principle. So in New Japan, what they would do is they would go semifinal, match 1, match 2, semifinal, and then the finals are a main event. So we'll have a couple of the other matches, maybe a couple tag teams, not too loaded, but because we started off with the semifinals, it's in the front of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So you know whatever's going on with this belt, with this belt, with this belt. The main event is the title. Then there's another thing that they don't do in New Japan. They don't do, which also beyond pisses me off. If you're gonna copy, actually do it. If you're gonna paint it's like the equivalent of like, if you draw a picture of a Polyworld, think of the Pokemon Polyworld, and you don't have the spiral, well, then it's not a Polyworld.
Yeah, you're right.
You need to draw it proper. So the other thing that they don't do proper with the Continental Classic is they don't do what they do with the 5-star and with the G1, and that is a crowning ceremony. They have someone come out and present something along with the win, and then they pose, say such and such, end of show. If they did that proper, Like you've seen the clips of Takeshita when he won it. You get handed this amazing trophy that looks like a dude on fire. You get a flag carrying the banner that I think translates roughly to the honor of Japanese pro sports. And then you get handed like you get to take a photo with like the Japanese press or something, or like the president or whatever, or a previous legend will come out and present you the flag or something. But they and then they go and then confetti. It's cheesy, but I'm like, yeah, but all crowning ceremonies are cheesy. That's the point.
Like I said, they're actually treating it like it's some kind of big deal, and I think that's my. And now that he's explained how they do it, the actual G1 and stuff,
it doesn't matter.
Actually makes sense because, like I said, that's always my problem. When we get these semifinals, then we get that, but it's like it's just
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end because it's like what do you win? You win a title. Okay. What's the difference between you fight? Here's a perfect example. Here's how you would win, how the Continental Classic should end. The winners, whoever won, get a crowning ceremony at the end. And they get a shot at the Continental title at All In, the biggest show of the year. They are guaranteed a title shot. So leading up to whenever All In is, whoever's the champion, say he defends it against X, Y, and Z, he loses the belt. Doesn't matter who has the belt here. You're the champ. You're the number one. Doesn't matter if you're already. It's fine. You're good. If you did it that way, present the Continental Classic winner as it is portrayed in New Japan or Stardom as a championship, because they do count that as a championship, then you'd be fine. But they don't. They go, what? I went through 6 weeks of a grueling tournament. What do you win? I get next. That's it? Yeah. That's not really a, but I fought and tried. And then they lose. And then the next guy comes out. He comes out as the champ. The champ comes out. Well, I had a grueling fight. This other guy's like, oh, I want a shot. You got it, bastard. Wait a minute. You see how stupid that sounds?
Yeah, okay, I have to agree with that. I think if it was set up that way better, despite it being Moxley, I think I probably like it a little better. But because like I said, they make it such a big deal, but they don't treat it like one. And I guess I'm supposed to care, but it's hard to care when they don't show like they care.
No, the only thing about Moxley is I wish he lost it earlier because I liked the little storyline. He kept losing matches and stuff. I would have liked it if Fletcher beat him to give like the ultimate whatever with the Death Riders not like losing more respect for him and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be something different and interesting. They'd be like, hey, this guy's our leader, but he keeps losing. Should we really be following him?
Yeah. I'm like, and also I can't take the breakfast title seriously. I'm sorry. I can't. I refuse.
Yeah, but any thoughts on the actual match though, not the how it should have been.
The actual match actually was pretty good. I was surprised with how well paced it was. I don't know if they fought each other.
That's what made it kind of interesting for me. At first, I was disappointed that Moxley won, but they wait a minute. I've never seen those two fight each other.
Yeah,
I think in a tag. I think I've only seen them ever fight in a tag team, but never in a singles match. So yeah, I think because of that, it was kind of the variety was very different.
Mm-hmm.
And it did seem like he was bringing out a couple of the old Okada stuff, which was good. And I will give credit to Moxley in the fact that he has, as we stated before, gotten more focused on the actual in-ring work and the submission style than blood, stab, punch, break. It's actually gotten more to the actual aesthetics of wrestling, which I like. But I kind of agree with Jupi. I don't really think he should have won. I still think it should have been Okada, but I think it should have been Okada beating him clean, like not cheating, like as the Rainmaker. But again, that's I was in a no-win scenario. I don't really The way Okada is now, I don't even call him the Rainmaker anymore. I call him the no money maker. So
Oh,
he's the debt maker.
Now, what if it was Okada versus Fletcher though? How would that have gone?
That would have been very different because that would have been closer to Okada versus Will Ospreay. And Okada versus Will Ospreay matches are such a variety of different things that could go right and wrong, where like Will Ospreay would do like high flying stuff but striking as well. Fletcher does that really well. Okada wrestles, or in peak Okada, he wrestles like a lumberjack. He just like chop, 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 chop. Like that's why like him and Gunther or Walter are the same way. They just strike, like they're like a surgeon. They just like, they're not like fancy or crazy where well like half of AEW doing like 600 backflips and going like, hey, look what I can do, and then woo, and like, okay, that's cool.
well, I can do it better. Nothing but net.
Yeah, literally every time they do a thing, I just imagine a quote from a Sonic video game. Anytime they do like a backflip or moonsault, I just hear like, "You're going down, Robotnik." Every time, like, or I just hear anytime like Ricochet does a move, I just hear like every time. Anyway, yes, but honestly, with this match with Kyle Fletcher and him, it would have been better because there would have been more variety. And Moxley wrestles very stiff, so does Okada. So it was more interesting on paper than what I got. It was fine. I think it would have been better if it was Takeshita versus Fletcher.
Yes.
That would have been way better.
Mm-hmm.
Because their styles are so different. Hell, even Takeshita versus Moxley, honestly, that would have been different too.
Yeah, I don't think I remember ever seeing them go against each other either.
They haven't either, and they're also in the Don Callis family too. So I don't know. I just kind of like. I mean, for the match itself, it was. Let me see if I made any notes. It was a very good paced fight. Seems that they were on their game compared to their last match in the tournament. So compared to their last matches each of them had, they were better. But I don't think it was still to the standards of what I would expect from either of them, if that makes any sense.
Given that Okada isn't like in his peak form like he used to be in general, I was just thinking, like, if you would have gotten Okada versus Fletcher, how would that have been? Because Fletcher, it seemed like Fletcher would have had to carry the match if they would have gone against each other.
Yeah. That's why I'm hoping for tomorrow, him versus Tana, for him to pull out the old Rainmaker. I want to see the old Rainmaker versus the old Ace one last time, see if they can go. If they can't, I'm okay with it. But I want to see that just one last time. And I think the fans want to see that too.
Well, one thing I got to say about Tanahashi, he got stabbed in the neck like 3 times. I think he can handle anything.
Yep.
Actually, for this match, I think it was all right, honestly. I know I joke about it, but it really wasn't that bad because, it wasn't all blood and gore. And like I said, Moxley was actually trying to be more technical with his work. And he actually seemed like he was trying to sell a couple of moves.
It should have been the end of the show with a crowning ceremony, as I stated. That's how it should have done. And then the main event should have been here. Like, you know what I mean? Just go, and then it would have been fine.
How about you, Johnny? What did you think of of this match?
Well, a part of me didn't really care too much about the match because it's Moxley in it.
Here.
But I will give credit to Okada. I think Okada is the one that made Moxley look good in the match. Because it kind of forces Moxley to kind of fight a little bit better than how he usually does. To test his limits. But yeah, for this match, Okada should have won this one, in my opinion. I don't know why Moxley he did not need it to win this match.
Well, the only reason he probably had Okada lose is because of his because of the Wrestle Kingdom match, I guess, upcoming. So I don't know, because when I found out about Wrestle Kingdom, I said, oh, so that's why he dropped the title, because he probably because he has to, prepare for that and go against Tanahashi.
Yeah.
And then after that, he probably would take a long break or something.
Yeah.
I would think.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, see how
It
that
was
goes.
all right. It was all right match.
Mm.